Hey guys, before we hop into your video, I wanted to tell you guys about my new partnership with BetterHelp. If you haven't heard of it, it's an online resource in which you can find your very own friendly local neighborhood therapist, no matter where you are in the world. You sign up, and within 24 hours, they match you with a licensed therapist that's right for you. And you can talk to your counselor every week via phone or video chat, and you also have the opportunity to text them in between sessions. As most of you guys know, I am also a licensed professional as well as a mental health advocate. And sometimes in these readings, very in depth topics come up that are very intricately related to mental health. And it's for that reason that I offer this resource to you guys. And if you know anyone that can benefit from them, or if you yourself can benefit from them, I suggest you take advantage of them. The information to sign up will be in the description box below. But let's go ahead and get into your reading.
Hello, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Welcome to your March reading. I don't know why I wanted to say May just now. Welcome to your March as above reading. I am Princess India. If you are new, if you are family, welcome back, my friend. Was you guys reading for your love reading, at least for February into March? Wasn't it like lit? Like lit, like litty, lit. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet and I'm just gonna shuffle cards. So as I'm pulling the cards for you guys reading, a lot sooner than I thought. I wanted to tell you guys, I told it to Pisces and I told it to Aries as well. And in the event you have any questions of why they were special and got a single sign reading, it's because it's both of their birthday seasons. Pisces were coming out of Pisces and going into Aries. And who's next? What did we? I think Taurus. We're next, right? Yeah, after Aries season, y'all don't quote me on that. I think it's us. I think, and then it would be Gemini. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I wanted to tell you guys about the new moon from the 23rd of February and the full moon, which is going to be on the 9th of March, and Mercury also goes direct that day. And the full moon is going to be in Virgo. And I left these two moonology cards out as like um, a little thing for me to remember. But the Virgo full moon is about, or the thing that this little card says, it says you are good enough. So the connection that I've found thus far, Mercury retrograde is pretty much blowed for everyone. And I think it would be important for you guys to take into account, regardless of what kind of comes out in the reading, more or less just about your own personal experience of where you were this time last year, like because there's a whole mirroring energy as far as like lessons and things that were to apply that makes this time last year very relevant. And you really want to look at what it is that's come up for you during the retrograde, like what emotions were coming up, what feelings were coming up, what you were thinking about, what you've been kind of contemplating on. And the most important thing to note with this energy that we'll be borrowing from Virgo, as you guys move forward, why do I feel like I should take both of those? As you guys move forward, after the retrograde, one with Mercury going direct or what have you, you want to take that statement as a mantra, if you will, that you're good enough. So whatever has kind of come up are residual energies that we would want to purge, and seeing in what ways what has come up has been preventing you with moving forward. So starting with you guys, past influential energies, the first card that we have is Father Sims in the reverse. And then we have the Eight of Sticks. And you want to know what's funny? Of course, the Eight of Wands has, its own meaning, but just the energy that I pick up on for this, just the impression that I got just now is like running like hell, you know? So the vibe that I get from this, for all of the earth signs, in all honesty, is for what you guys have experienced in the past. And that doesn't matter if it's like the recent past, like if it's February, or if we're talking about 2019, or, you know, if you're a woke bookie and we're talking about the last decade, what I really feel is that you guys are legit running like hell from anything that kept you bound or chained to your past. And I mean, that could be anything from personal bad habits, that could be um, you know, bad relationships, bad friendships. It's just, I feel that earth signs are legit over it, which to me is not a bad place to be in March, honestly, because of the whole thing with Mercury. Oh wow, I just realized that's a lady. Why have I never seen her in this card? That's so ironic. I don't know why I feel like I should show you, but I never noticed that that was a person right there. That is so weird. But anywho, I feel that you guys are really ready to move forward, because with Father Sims, because this deck is totally different, that would technically be the devil card, which is ironic within itself of it being a priest on a devil card, but that's neither here nor there. Um, but the whole vibe that I get from this is that anything that has held you guys back, you're legit moving forward. And I say that that's perfect for right now because, of course, Mercury retrograde is a time of self-reflection. You're kind of thinking things over. So take into account what I said before with these energies. But I feel already you guys are kind of in the headspace where whatever it is that you were doing back then, doesn't matter if it was yesterday, it's like you really just want to move forward. You don't want to have any parts of that. So, oh man, Gullah Jack. Okay, the overall theme that we have for the month of March, we have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. We have the Eight of Cups in the reverse. And then we have Gullah Jack in the reverse. This is so fascinating. And then for our roadblock, we have the grandchildren card and the Six of Coins in the reverse. And our possibilities, we have the Strength card in the reverse. Wow, two cards came? Oh, no, Princess, you picked two cards. Don't mind me, y'all. I've been so discombobulated today, it don't even make sense. And then we have the Five of Coins. So the first thing that's coming to me with this theme for the month, and it's still kind of here, with our roadblock, I'm picking up on the energy too. Oh, and this is so funny. I love how all of my readings always go back to a conversation that I had, but literally this is reminding me of the conversation that we had last night in the group chat. We were talking about change, right? And I was using the illustration of, like, you know, if a person wanted to establish healthy boundaries and how you would go about doing that. And the whole thing we ended up getting down to was when we can have all the great intentions in the world to do something, but why it is we can't ever bring ourselves to do it. So I said that's like the equivalent to like having a gym membership and never going to the gym and not really understanding how I've had this membership for like 5 years, but I just cannot bring myself to go, right? And what I was explaining to everyone and why I actually made a whole course on this um is that because this is, you know, I'm talking about stuff with my practice. Why I made a whole course on this is because change, implementing change into our lives, is actually a skill set, you know. So the reason why sometimes it's very difficult for us to implement changes is because we don't understand that oftentimes when we start to implement change, we kind of hiccup by putting blocks and obstacles that will undermine us in the way and not see it as that. And the most simplest way to say that is like setting an unrealistic goal. That's usually how we end up screwing up in the first place. Like, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to go to the gym every day. And it's like, going to the gym every day isn't realistic, right? If you've never gone to the gym before, it's like that's overextending yourself or putting yourself in a position to where you're kind of, I don't want to say destined to fail, but you're setting yourself up for failure. So you really want to start small. And that's more or less what I feel is coming up for you guys, not really so much that you're there yet. It's just the fact that you guys are coming into March like fully charged, like, F that, F them. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to move forward, want to change my life. But with these cards that we have for you guys, theme, the biggest issue that I see is that it would be a lack of preparation. But I feel the reason why that's coming up is because it's more or less like a heads up in so many words. It's like you don't want to approach this from a place of imbalance, because this kind of reminds me, I don't remember who's reading, I said it in last month, but I was saying that sometimes when we're running away from something, that we can go so hard in the paint that we inadvertently end up running right into the thing that we were trying to run away from in the first place. And I see that there's a potential for that, which is why that with anything it is that you guys are trying to disengage from, whether it's actually people, situations, circumstances, if it's something like procrastination or, negative self-talk, even if it's something like eating healthy or going to the gym, the thing that's of utmost importance for you guys to do this month is to be practical in how it is that you're planning. Because with the 8 of Cups in the reverse, the thing that I could see with this is either it's the potential that you may be, excited to make the change, but because it's approached from, or it wasn't well thought out, or you set something a little too high, I can see with this how you can get discouraged and potentially end up kind of repeating, bad behaviors, meaning like beating yourself up. So if we stick with the whole gym scenario, it's like, you may go for a week and then the next following week, and not saying this is literally what you're going to do, but just like using this as an illustration for the essence of what I'm saying. But if you go like the whole first week and then the second week, a whole bunch of things come up, right? And then you kind of start beating yourself up because you're like, oh, I'm falling into the same stuff. And I said I was going to go every day. And now I've only gone like 2 days this week. It's like, no, be aware that stuff happens. There's X factors. You did really well the first week. This week, there were a few hiccups, but don't quit. You know what I mean? Don't give up. Because I see with the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Wands in the reverse, those to me are really speaking to how starting, like I was saying, in a unbalanced kind of way, setting a goal too high or being too hard on yourself, it can inadvertently bring you back to what it is you're actually trying to get away from, in so many words. And then with the 6 of Coins in the reverse with the grandchildren card, it's still like a rehearsal of that kind of energy. But with the roadblock, I'm more or less seeing this as like how can I say this? Like more or less how like how you guys approach things on a regular, I don't want to say a regular basis, but I would say more or less like a consistent basis. You know what I mean? It's more or less that you have the drive, you have the vision, and I don't know if I said it. Grandchildren is the star, by the way. I don't know if that's even relevant, but whatever. But I feel that with these, like if we look at, these two, like your past energy, what you're running away from and what it is that's stopping you from getting to where it is you're trying to go. I feel that this is the same roadblock you guys have had for some time. And it's the fact that you're not lacking in passion. You're not lacking in vision. You're not lacking in hope. It's just the strategy that I see with the 6 of Pentacles that's kind of off kilter. Because, and I don't know if this is the intricacies of it, but the first thing that kind of comes to me in reference to that would be kind of like blind faith, I guess you would say. It's like you set out to do something, and it's the feeling that like your hope or your drive or your passion for whatever it is that you're doing will just kind of carry you through, and not really think about the logistics and kind of approaching things in the sense of like, we'll figure it out as we go. And I feel like in certain situations, that's not, a bad way to approach things per se. But I feel in whatever this is that you guys have felt kind of bound or chained to, especially if it's internal stuff like negative thinking or whatever. And my members are really gonna laugh about this, because as soon as I finish recording this, I'm so about to get in that chat and tell them this. But this to me is identical to the conversation that we had last night. And it's really that thing of how a lot of times our well wishes or our, you know, deepest hopes, it's not enough. We still have to be practical, you know? There still has to be a plan. There still has to be a strategy. There still has to be money management. And the thing that made me laugh with them is, if we're even setting boundaries, just knowing what healthy boundaries are isn't enough to have them. One has to know how to implement them. How is it that I go about applying this to my life? Because there always ends up being this achievement gap where we know where we want to go. We may even have the tools, we may have the knowledge, but it's the application that we often struggle with. And we'll end up kind of like in these, you know, circles, so to speak, in our life, where we end up getting discouraged because a lot of people don't know that change is a skill set, if that makes sense. So with our possibilities for the month, that's why like I stress so much everything that's here, because with the possibilities for this month being the Strength in the reverse and the 5 of coins, which would pretty much be feeling disempowered and jilted, or if we went back to the full moon in Virgo energy, it's saying you are good enough, it would be feeling like not good enough. What this is pretty much standing as a testament as earth signs is a forewarning, right? Of this is the possibility of how one could feel at the end of March if one doesn't implement a strategy, right? If one attempts to approach this situation the way that they've approached others in the past, right? Especially if in the event this past influence energy falls into the realm of you trying to run away from a problem, right? Which I could say so far with Aries and with Pisces, that could very much be the theme of all of the readings this month, because with them two, I saw that, but it just manifested in two different ways. With you guys, this would be manifesting a third way, which would be, you know, just trying to run away from the problem, but needing to understand that wherever you go, there you are. In a lot of situations and circumstances, it's very easy for us to blame other people. And it's not to say that other people aren't at fault, because in a lot of situations and circumstances, they are. However, we want to be personally accountable and responsible for the hand that we have in anything in our life. And that's simply what it is that I'm seeing here for all earth signs. It's really great that you want to change. It's great that you have a vision for the change, but now you need a practical strategy, action plan, you know, an achieve by date for this vision that you have for yourself or for your life, wherever this applies for you guys. So that's in essence, that's in essence what it is that I'm seeing for you guys, earth signs. So we're going to go ahead and throw the dice of resonance so you can ask a yes or no question if you like. And we have Scorpio, we have Virgo, we have Moon, we have Friend. And the answer to your question is yes, in a few months. Scorpio, Virgo, Friend, Moon, and yes, in a few months. And then we're going to throw the dice of resonance. And then after that, I'm going to pull the cards for each sign for you guys extended over on Vimeo. Huh, isn't that something? We have Taurus, we have the number 2, and we have n.node. Node, they're so cool. All right, let's see. For our nodes, north and south nodes, where is it? Where are you, nodes? There you are. Okay. So for North Node, it says you are learning something new about your destiny. Where you are going and what you're developing that you will carry forward your legacy. And I think that's really dope. Like, I actually think like Node coming up is really perfect for you guys, because just to throw a little Oh, wow. I could tell you guys this in the extended. I can't tell you right now because I know where it is. You know how you know where something is, but then you don't? I legit just saw something that I typed up about if your north node is in Taurus. And I was like, I should set this to the side because I feel like this is going to be relevant one day. But I need to figure out, I know I said it somewhere in my office. I just don't know where right now. But when I turn this off, I'm going to find it and I'll read it to you guys. I'll read it to all, because all the signs are, separate on Vimeo. So I'll read it to each of you guys over there. But I think this is perfect for this to show up for this reading, because that's what I see. I see you guys in transition. And if we speak about it in an astrological sense, it's like with your south node is stuff that you came, like your past life baggage, proverbially speaking. It's the stuff that you came into this life with, and it's your comfort zone, right? So wherever your south node is in your personal birth chart, if you take a gander at that, because we're going to use the Taurus north node as like an oracle in so many words. But if you look at your personal birth chart and you look at where your south node is, that lets you know where your comfort zone is, and the goal, which would be something you could practically apply self-development wise, is to aspire to the traits of your north node, right? So more or less putting this into the framework of what I see in you guys' cards, I see that fire, that passion, that desire is there for you guys. It's a desire to move away from things that are no longer serving you. But the thing that's of utmost importance is knowing that there's a strategy to that as well. It's like being hopeful and desiring change is a great place to start, and it's very much needed. But practical application and strategy are of utmost importance, if that makes sense. So with number 2, that makes you guys major arcana to meditate on for the month, the High Priestess. And the keywords for this, we have diversity, bloom, fertility, self-reflection, and what are you manifesting for the High Priestess energy. And I would even throw in even more so being cognizant of your intuition, like what your gut is leading you to do, and making meditation and spiritual connection of utmost importance this month. That's my little extra 2 cents for the number 2. So let's go ahead and pick you guys cards. We're going to start with Capricorn, then we'll go to Taurus, and then we will go to Virgo. Capricorn. All right, Cappies. One more card for you guys. All right, so for Capricorn, your cards are the King of Swords in the reverse, the King of Pentacles, the Magician, and then we have the Page of Wands in the reverse, your hidden enemy or behavior, okay, is the home brewer. Then we have Addicted. Fascinating. Don't know why. I do know why, but I'm gonna say it. This just hit me like a ton of bricks. And it's 2 of them now. Okay. Specifically for Capricorns, go to my website. And on my website, there's a page that's called Keys, and you'll see the tab for it at the top. There you'll find a page, and it's like all the stuff I talked about in the beginning about the whole mirror effect thing, blah, blah, blah. But the thing specifically that Capricorns would want to do, there's a reading from March of last year that's up on the website. And I don't know why or where Scorpio is relevant for you guys. I mean, I know it came out in the Dice of Resonance. I don't know what the connection would be with that. But Capricorn should go watch the Capricorn reading from March of last year, because it was something about addiction that I can't remember the specifics of it, but it was very clear, very specific reading about addiction. And I'm feeling to tell you guys that, because the whole addicted card came out for you guys for the extended, so check that out. And I would say, for some reason, I don't know why, I don't know if you got Scorpio in your chart or something, but check out the Scorpio reading for that month too, because there just may be something in there of benefit to you guys. So next it's Taurus. What did I do? Oh, right in front of my face. Whoa. Taurus, you got 2 hidden enemy cards. Oh my goodness, what's going on in America? And then our Black Mirror card for Taurus. So first card for Taurus is the 8 of Pentacles. Then we have the Devil. Then we have the 7 of Swords in the reverse. Then we have the 6 of Swords. Our hidden enemy cards, we have the Urban Farmer and the Etsy Queen. That's funny. And then we have Forgetting Oneself. Ooh, it's about to get real. We got masks and things and whatnot or whatever. So that is Taurus. And lastly, my wonderful, beautiful Virgos. What is hot in the streets right now for my Virgos? Whoa, all right. That is what's hot in the streets right now. You guys, hidden enemy card or behavior. That one wants to come out. And lastly, you guys, Black Mirror. Whoa, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Okay, first card for Virgo. We have the Hermit, look at you, jewel card. We have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Tea. Then we have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, hidden enemy. We have wander or behavior. We have wanderlust. And then we have calling the storm, Virgo. So anywho, Earth signs, that has been your reading. It has been a pleasure. I love your freaking face. I'm about to go over to Vimeo. If you're about that life, follow me over there. If not, I still love your freaking face. And I will see you guys sooner than later. If you're